Transformers The Last Night One-Step Barricade is a surprisingly detailed and really nice figure that I honestly was not expecting from such a gimmick line. I must be clear, this is not a line of figures that I enjoy or particularly have any interest in, and most of them end up having very little detail, no paint whatsoever, and just generally don't really look like the characters, or at least not very good representations of them. However, One-Step Barricade definitely changed my perception of that. He is by far the best figure in the line. One of my major problems with the line is the amount of kibble that they have, or at least on certain figures, like I have Optimus Prime here, you can see on the back, loads of kibble. Like his robot mode is just sat there, there's his chest, his arms, doesn't look very good. However, on Barricade, the only kibble you have really is this piece here, which is his chest. However, well, and his feet here obviously, but this doesn't really appear to me like a piece of kibble. It seems more like detail, in the way that it is incorporated into the vehicle mode makes it look very nice. One of the things that it does have in this figure that I'm unable to show off is the Cyberfire gimmick. A really underutilized and under-advertised gimmick of the One-Step Changer Last Night line. That basically means if you shine a UV light on it, such as the one included in the One-Step Changer Dragonstone figure, there's some fire here and a Decepticon symbol just here that you cannot see under normal light, although I think the camera is just barely picking up that there isn't. Yeah, you can basically see it just like that. The fire, the Decepticon symbol, all like that. Now, what would a Transformer figure be without its transformation? If you place your fingers here, your thumb here, your other fingers here, and your other thumb there, and just pull it apart, that is easily the most satisfying transformation I have ever seen in a Transformers toy, and I was not expecting it from such a cheap figure. Well, a cheaply produced figure. I did happen to get it on discount, but it wasn't too cheap when it came out. I believe it was like 11 quid, or probably the same in dollars, about $11. Now, to transform this figure back into its vehicle mode, all you need to do is take the legs, take the front piece here, and just fold them down like that. Sometimes when you're transforming him back, this panel here will not clip in properly. That's just a case of pushing it down a bit more. It will go in. It's really not a flaw of the figure, it's just it will not catch sometimes. Like that, I think I've just forced it. Just clip it back down. It clicks into place. Now, this figure is a wonderfully detailed little figure. It doesn't have much posability, as a One-Step Changer has. It just has arm posability. That's about all you can really expect from this line. It's a cheap gimmick figure. But the detailing, particularly on the chest and face, I believe is really nice. A really good representation of the character in figure form. My only flaw that I have found with this figure, or the only one that I believe is a genuine flaw, is the fact that this fist is about that big. His other fist, considerably smaller, which is of course to accommodate his, not really sure what we'd call that, his bracelet gun, let's call it. Which is nicely detailed in and of itself, and I didn't really notice that until I went looking for it, and I don't really remember why. I think I was trying to figure out if you could actually clip anything into his hand, but obviously there's no hole there, you can't, but there is a hole in there. You could probably give him a gun of some sort. So yeah, overall, a really nice figure, and I would highly recommend picking it up if you had the chance. For some size comparison, ooh, there he is next to a Deluxe Class and Legion Class Barricade from the Last Night movie. And here they all are in robot mode. I've stuck a little sticky notepad behind the Legion Class Barricade just so you can tell them apart, because otherwise they kind of mould into each other colour-wise. They're all moulded in what looks to be the same colour plastic, so makes it a bit difficult to tell. As you can see, he is clearly a mid-size between the Legion Class and Deluxe Class figures. Really, these two figures are the only ones you want to talk about when you're talking about comparisons between different Last Night Barricade figures. And from the two, obviously, the Deluxe Class figure is the better representation of the character and is easily the one that I would recommend to adult collectors. However, if you're looking for a fun toy, or just one for children in general, I believe that the One-Step Barricade is the pinnacle of this character. Well, I don't really have any other films, I mean specifically for the Last Night iteration of Barricade, as this version of Barricade has a few steps in its transformation that I believe would be difficult for small children to do without adult help, and really were quite infuriating to me when I first tried to do them, as the instructions do not clearly communicate how to properly get this person folded up into vehicle mode. Therefore, I believe that this figure, once you figure out its transformation, which again is kind of difficult, this is the only figure that I've ever had to look up the instructions for on the internet, because the box doesn't really tell you how to get them apart. I believe that every single time this figure would win if a child had to decide between the two. Better action figure, better toy. So all in all, I would highly recommend One-Step Barricade to any fans of the Barricade character of the Last Night movie. All three of you. Really, it is just such a fun toy. Honestly, it's been a long time since I bought a toy and just had this much genuine fun in transforming it. That transformation, it's so simple, so smooth, so addictive. I'm genuinely worried that I'm going to transform it so much that it's going to break because they didn't plan for somebody to transform it this much. It's honestly heaps of fun. I'd highly recommend that you pick it up if you have the chance.